Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me. This story is about a gang of armed robbers, and two of them are actually father and son. They're from the South Birmingham area, and South Birmingham has never been reported on the same way that North Birmingham does, but it has still got the same sort of issues and problems as the rest of the city. Elliot and Connor Burton have been jailed for 30 years over a dramatic robbery at a Michael Jones store in Northampton. So they travelled from Birmingham to Northampton to try and evade detection. The Birmingham father and son launched a terrifying daytime raid on a jewellery shop and was caught on CCTV. Career criminal, they said, Elliot Burton, aged 49 from King's Heath. He took a leading role in the dramatic raid, along with 3 other masked men. And when they reference his father, Elliot Burton, and he's a career criminal, they say that because he was involved in a series of robberies that stole 1.5 million's worth of diamonds and watches back in 2006. He actually went on the run during this time as well. Elliot was wanted by police. On the last day of his trial, he managed to convince the judge to let him go to his brother-in-law's funeral, and he then went on the run for a considerable amount of time. He handed himself into Redditch police station and he was sentenced to 12 years for his involvement in them robberies, where in one robbery alone they stole £500,000 worth of watches from the Harborne area, also in the south of the city. So Connor's dad, Elliot, had a very serious criminal past and a very capable armed robber. Clearly this has been passed on to his son in regard to the influences. It says that stunned robbers watched as gang members smashed a white BMW 1 Series into the front of the jewellery shop on Gold Street in Northampton. A smoke grenade they hurled into the shop, which disorientated terrified staff, while another thug threatened others with a machete. The other members of the gang used baseball bats, hammers and axes to smash display cases to steal £124,000 worth of Rolex watches and diamond jewellery. The CCTV footage caught them speeding down the road in a blue Hyundai getaway car after the road was blocked by a bus. Several members of the public were forced to dive out of the way before the car swerved back onto the road. The robbers then dumped the car nearby before transferring to a stolen Range Rover, which they drove to Buckingham University, where they climbed into a third getaway car. So it's a total of 4 cars, one to smash the shop, one to get away, the changeover, and then a second changeover. And this is what the police were saying by the serious nature and also the organisation of it. Elliot Burton was from King's Heath and his son was from Selly Oak, which is 5 minutes away drive. They were found guilty of the same charge and sentenced to 14 years in prison. The pair were also found guilty of conspiracy to rob a jewellers in Wood Street in Swindon in the Wiltshire area. The men were sentenced to a further 10 years and 7 years respectively to be run concurrently. The judge told them the planning was professional and the Michael Jones jewellers was attacked without any consideration for the safety of anybody in the store. Staff and shoppers were not only injured both physically and psychologically, but you have shown no remorse for your actions, and they didn't give any details for any of the other people that was involved in the robbery. The court heard the gang plotted to carry out another identical robbery in Swindon the same month. The month before, they was caught by the police and one of their getaway cars was found, and this is what basically brought them down, is the getaway car and the conspiracy, because the papers can describe it the way they've described it and make it sound all glamorous. But in actual fact, in court, they said they didn't know for sure if they'd actually ever stepped foot in that shop. And this is the difference with conspiracy, is that they need to just prove so many things, because history shows family criminal organisations are a lot better organised, and also that they don't grass on each other. They won't tell the police details on your dad or your brother, hence why the mafia was so successful. And that is where conspiracy comes in, is because they know they're not going to get anybody to talk. They have to prove beyond a certain amount of doubt that they was in the area, or they had the capabilities, they had the equipment to do something. And that is literally what this whole case is based on, is about Elliot Burton's previous history and also this getaway car that they was going to use for a different robbery. I'm assuming as well that they must have had some phone call communications or something to be able to stand up in court and be able to get this conviction. But it just goes to show how generationally you can influence your children. And I know that there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are sometimes still on road and they have children. So I just encourage you to just try and steer your child away from that life of crime. Try to encourage them to try and get that better job, a job that they're not going to have to worry about getting locked up for every day. So really appreciate you joining me. I wish these guys the best when they come out as well. I know I say that a lot. True, I really do genuinely believe that people can change and that lives can get better. So thank you for joining me. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter at Scarcity Studios. Peace.